July 10th, 2022, on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, Bradley Coleman was pumping air into his tire when three alleged 9 Trey Bloods pulled up and tried to jack him for his car. He would resist, and they would take his life, right there in the middle of a Quick Trip gas station in broad daylight.
Bradley's death was not in vain.
A somber mood fills Lillian Webb Park.
To make this a great celebration.
As friends, family, and teammates who knew Bradley Coleman gather unexpectedly.
My heart just broke.
Penny Poole has known Bradley since he was 9. Her son played sports with him.
We're still grappling, and this still is hard to believe.
It's not just Penny grappling with the loss.
Always had a big smile on his face.
But hundreds of people who loved him.
Bradley always stood out. And a young, quiet man, a purposeful man, young man, and loved by all. And that is not just a casual statement. That is truth beyond measure.
Another person who's trying to deal with Bradley's murder.
It was just a sad situation.
Is his youth football coach, John Lewis.
He was humble. He loved his daughter. He loved his community. He loved kids. He loved coaching kids. And he was just a great kid, great role model for the kids.
We're here to honor him. We're here to love on each other because of the loss we are feeling.
These people are mourning their loss together as they grapple with the reality of a promising young life ended by gun violence.
The incident took place in Gwinnett County, Georgia, but Bradley wasn't even from Georgia. He was actually from New Orleans. He was in town visiting some of his family members when he just so happened to stop at the gas station, and this terrible thing happened to him. Bradley graduated from Norcross High School, and he was a decorated human being that everybody loved. This was just a sad, and unfortunate situation, especially dealing with these young guys. They have no conscience, and they care nothing about who they harm. Well, in this situation, they just so happened to harm the wrong person. 3 young goofies trying to steal a car. Prosecutors believe that Hughley was the shooter, Booker was his armed support, and Collins was the getaway driver. They would ultimately end up receiving 3 life without sentences and 435 years between the 3 of them. If you one of them shorties that's in the streets, that's out there killing and stealing cars, I ask that you please take a few minutes out of your time to watch this chilling video.
Mr. Collins, count 1. Excuse me. Count 1, which is felony murder. Predicate act is aggravated assault. I sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. Count 2, which is violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 1. Count 3, violation of Street Gang and Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 2. Count 10, hijacking motor vehicle. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 3. Count 11, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 10. Count 12, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 11. Possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. I sentence you to 5 years consecutive to count 12. Count 14, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 13. Count 15, which is a violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 14. Anything else, Mr. Clegg? Okay, Mr. Collins can go with the deputies. Whoa, 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 whoa. Family, the family of Mr. Coleman, the family of Mr. Coleman, the family of Mr. Coleman, look at me, the family of Mr. Coleman, honor Bradley Coleman here. Honor Bradley Coleman. He is never coming back. Nothing that happens in this courtroom is going to bring Bradley Coleman back.
There's quite a few things that we can learn from this story. I want to start off with this one. I know that we work hard, I mean hard, for our possessions. But we have to understand that these material things are not worth our life. I know that it's hard to give up a possession, especially if that's all you got. These children have no sense of guidance. It's scary, the mindset that they have. Please do not test them. If they pull up on you and they rob you, and they got the ups on you, it is not worth your life. And they will take it with no remorse for little to nothing. So please, y'all, in that situation, you gotta just go ahead and give it up. To the shorties that's out there, like I said, that's in the streets, that are doing things like this, never forget, these situations can always go left. And once you do something, you can't undo it. One thing about the police in the community, they don't care how many scumbags you take out, how many scumbags you rob. But when you do something to an innocent bystander, people take that shit personal. And this is when your reign is going to eventually come to an end. Real talk. Sad situation. In my opinion, 4 people lost their life. Rest in peace to Bradley Cooper. And have mercy on the souls of those 3 young men that took his life for a senseless vehicle. It's your boy SNTV. I'm out.
Josiah Hewley, Miles Collins, and David Jared Booker guilty on all charges in the shooting death of 29-year-old Bradley Coleman. The men shot Coleman after trying to steal his car at a Quick Trip gas station on Peachtree Parkway. Today in court, Coleman's family shared emotional statements marked by anger and grief.
I just want to let y'all know, man, Bradley Coleman, he was somebody, and he still is somebody. Y'all took my brother, my only brother. And it's only the legacy that my brother left that's stopping me from putting hands and feet on all 3 of y'all. I swear to God, I hate y'all.
Our son, again, did not deserve it. My husband and I did not deserve it. His daughter did not deserve it. His friends and family did not deserve it. His student athletes, they did not deserve this.
Hewley, Collins, and Booker were each sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 145 years.